Hello everyone, my name is SiC and welcome back to the second episode of the fourth season of Factorio. Now one of the things I want to start doing is I want to start making our basic smelting areas, specifically for iron, which we are going to do down here somewhere, I think. Like this large area will be all iron plate smelting manufactories. To do that we are going to need a steady income of stone. So currently I'm handcrafting some electrical mines which I can place down on this little area right here. It will only fit a few, I think, not a whole lot, but it will have to do. We'll fit at least 4, perhaps 5. Yeah, we can do 5, I guess. Wait for this one to craft, and then we have 3 left, which we can place down on the iron mine, I suppose. This just about covers everything. So let's place one down here, one electrical pole down there. Let's see, can we? No, that just barely fits. But we'll activate it like this. Now, we need to make sure that this little bit of stone is also added onto here. What we want to do is we want to make a manufactory. For that we're going to need more iron, but we want this to start automatically making some stone furnaces for us, I think. So we're going to grab some iron. We're going to grab some plates. We're going to craft 2 of these assembly machines, and I think, yeah, we still have quite a few boxes left. So we are simply going to put this down here. And all of this is basically temporary setups. We will change this later on, but it will work fine for the beginning. I guess we'll need another electrical pole, which is unfortunate. But we'll have some inserters right here, some inserters right there. We're going to have boxes, which we will be limiting to a single slot each, I think. And then these guys, they will make me some stone furnaces. Can we actually make... Oh yeah, we can make fast inserters. That would be better, because these guys input it quite slowly, and we need about, let's see, what do we need? 5 stone. So yeah, that's not quite enough. But this is better. Maybe even 2. Why not? Let's grab 2. Now the orange one goes back into our inventory, which is quite fine. There we go. This will now output these things at a quite steady pace. We have already got 28 stone furnaces. That is perfect. It will make about 50, which means we will have about 100 each, and then the stone will start getting used for other stuff. I think even one might do it. 1 each will be fine. Let's put it like that. Cool. Let's grab some coal, because we can. We are going to use it for different things, I think. Like these smelting areas, these have not been automated quite yet. So we're going to have to manually input them with coal at some point. But first, we are going to make our first smelting area. We will do that right here, I think. We can get some iron from above. We can get iron from below somewhere, I think. We can get iron from the right-hand side. We can make a land bridge at some point, which will be great. But I think this area right here will be an excellent place to start our first smeltery, which we will do, let's say, right here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which means I want 10 in total. We'll have an output in the center. Let's see, we need 1 space in between. We'll grab another 10. And we'll have an output straight through the center there. Let's see, we will need 1 more like that. Yeah, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to make a bunch of these at some point, because we are going to need quite a lot. These first 20, they will only cover a very small part of the factory. Let's see, we are going to need a bunch of inserters, all of them actually, and we are going to need a transport belt along this side. We're going to put one on that side. And I have this little setup that I like to use with splitters and inserters. For that, of course, we are going to need more iron ore. So we're going to grab that And I will see if I can make this little setup that I have in mind. Right, we have a lot of iron plates. That should cover it. We need about 2 splitters, I think, maybe 3. We need about 4 underground belts. And if we don't use them straight away, we will use them at some point later in the game, which will be fine as well. Let's see if we can actually put this to use as well, because we have a lot of iron here that is not being used, that we should be able to use. So we'll output some iron ore on that side. We'll put a splitter right here, which will output some iron onto that side. Which means we need to make a new splitter. There we go. Cool. So this should now work quite nicely. Let's also empty the boxes before we forget. 253. Yeah, that's quite good. We can get some more stone furnaces as well. Let's empty these boxes so they can keep producing. 108 stone furnaces. That will keep us busy for quite a while. I don't think we're going to need much more of that for now. Like, at least at the very beginning. Right, so the setup that I have in mind is I usually have this little setup here, and I don't know quite how to explain it, but I'll show it to you. Yeah, we need it like this. And I need setups like that, which means at some point we are going to need outputs that will go right there. I don't think we have quite enough the space. Yeah, we actually do have the space we need. Excellent. We're going to turn this around. Like so. And that means we will need another splitter right there. Now, one of these splitters will have an income of coal, and one of the other splitters will have an income of iron ore. So we will put another splitter right there. Put the coal in here. And as you will see in just a second, we will divide the coal nicely over one side of the belt. Now, if we have iron ore coming in, we will have that go underneath here. And that will make sure that it will go onto the other side of the belt, essentially. And then we will have coal and iron on both sides of these smelters, and that should give us a steady input of smelting, a steady input of iron plates. Alright, let's finish this. We have a bunch of inserters. We are going to need a lot more of them. We can craft another 13 by hand, I guess. We will need about 40. I have 13. I'm making another 13, which is nowhere near enough. We are also going to need more small electrical poles, so while these things are crafting, I will get some wood, I will finish crafting, and I will set up this entire smeltery, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so I finished my little setup. We have inserters on all sides. We even left some spaces for lights that we can put in here, and we have basically put everything on the electrical network. So once we have iron ore, this area will start smelting for us. First thing we need, of course, is a steady input of iron ore. So we need some personal smelting things to start working again as well. We run into the little problem of me having boxed myself in right there. That's annoying. Alright, so we are going to start a separate smelting area, I guess. Let's see, we want to have one on either side. Need to be one higher. I like these things to be a little bit symmetrical. Let's grab a fourth one. We should probably cancel this for now. Got 4 of these smelters. And I guess for now we can make use of underground belts to get away from this area. So we will go down. We'll go along this side. We'll grab an underground belt and we'll go out like this. But later on, of course, this will change. Right, so get these smelting. I should walk around because I have no way of going underground myself. We're going to turn this left. Crap. There we go. Grab another underground belt, and this works out perfectly. I made the right amount for once, I guess. Alright, and we'll just go through this little bit of landmass right there, I guess. Go left a little bit, then go down. Ah, crap. Now we need One more underground belt. And this works out quite nicely as well, I think. Alright, go left a little bit, then go down this way. And pretty soon we should have our first smelting being done. Of course, we are going to have to expand heavily upon the electrical mining drills. We need more iron ore for that, which we will grab. And we'll also grab the transport belts. We have 512. Wow. That will keep us occupied for quite a while. I think this area, this little setup, is going to keep us well supplied for a little while. Let's grab about 3 more, or 4 more, I guess, of these electrical smelters, so that we have a steady income. I think we're going to need about 10 in total to saturate this belt that we have going on into this little smelting area. But we'll see how many we need exactly. And of course, we're going to have to continue the belt. We're going to grab some of these guys. There we go. We have 8 for now. That will have to do. And crap, I keep forgetting I have to go the other way around myself. These guys have not been automated, but they still haven't used any coal from the boxes, so we don't have to look at this for a while. We'll grab this. We won't grab that because we still have so many. We'll grab some of the coal though, I guess. Let's grab 200 coal. Or actually, let's just grab all of it. Yeah, 200 coal is the total amount. Right, and one other thing that we are going to want is, let's see, let's grab 2 fast inserters. We have these 4 boxes still. We can put all of this iron into boxes for now until we find a proper use for it. So, let's put this right there. Now we can just kind of grab iron whenever we need from these 2 boxes without having to suck it up from the transport belt. Now one cool thing that we can do, and which I am going to do, is we can copy this and then we can print it again. So we're going to we're going to get a blueprint, and we will select this area right here, I think. Copy and paste all of this. Yeah. As you can see, we now have a blueprint which we can copy, and if we had robots and access to the chests that we need, we could actually craft this all together differently. Like we're not going to do this right now. I want to have lights. I'm going to research lights really quick because I want to have lights in here. I want them included in the blueprint because I'm going to have to change the blueprint after again and delete it and then make it again, which is kind of a waste of time. So let's grab a second lab. Let's input some science packs. We need 9 more to grab turrets afterwards, which will be fine for now. Let's see. This will almost be done. But yeah. We will put in some lights. We're going to copy this and then we're going to place the blueprints all the way down for about as far as I think we are going to need for the starting area. And we're going to plan this out in this way constantly. We're going to do the same thing with copper ore on this side. And yeah. Then we will start expanding in other directions, I think. And of course we should keep an eye out on the pollution because holy shit, look at that. It fills almost our entire map. That's quite extreme. So we're going to have to research military tech afterwards as well. Alright, let's grab this. Let's input 6 science packs right there. We have 2 more being crafted. That should be all we need to get turrets afterwards. And we are going to need turrets because we're going to have to defend this territory. There we go. Alright, so let me wait a second and place down the lamps, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so lamps have been placed, turrets are being researched, it is time to make a blueprint. So, like I said, we are going to grab... Oh, that's not quite right, that's not right. We need to go a little bit up, and a little bit like this. We could get rid of that pole right there because we're not technically going to need it every time. At some point this is just for the inserters, which we are not going to have on every base line. So let's see, Smeltery 1. At some point these stone smelters will be replaced by furnaces, which means we're going to have to replace this with Smeltery 2 blueprints, but this will do quite nicely. Right, so now that we have this, we can actually keep expanding on it. Let's see, and we can place it down right there like so, and we can make sure that these, let's see, this one can be destroyed, I guess. Huh, okay, apparently not yet. But if you hold down shift, you can place the blueprint over whatever you want, including these poles. So these poles won't be queued up again, because these poles right here will also power these inserters. We don't need a separate set of poles for that. So we're going to do this about 4 times on this side, I think. That should do quite nicely. Then we're going to do it 4 times on the other side, and I think that will be our initial smelting area. But first we should also make sure that we have an output of this stuff. So we have 4 on this side, and we are going to, let's say, craft an aorta of iron plates down the center there. And these 4 lanes will supply an initial factory area, right? Then we're going to have a separate system like this on the other side, but we're going to need 2 spaces in the middle so that we can have underground belts. So we will set up an aorta right there, and all of this is going to be for iron ore. So then we're going to get this blueprint again, and we're going to rotate it around, and we're going to mirror it, and we're going to be on the exact same height because I'm anal like that. Let's see. Yeah, this looks about right. This gives all the other places room to get onto the assembly line, I guess. There we go. Then we're going to put this right there, that right there, and that right there. And I think this should give us a nice income of iron ore. So let's see. Let's get military next. We are going to need to craft some stuff for that to be researched. Like these little trees, they're in the way of the blueprints, which is why you see the red X. They need to be gone. If we had robots, they will be deleted automatically. The robots will pick them up and put them in inventory. But for now, that is not going to be a possibility. So, let us see. If we have this smelting area right here, I mean, we can delete these for now. This one is going to go onto there. Right, this is going to be the 3rd one, so we're going to go down right there. And this one is going to go down right there. Right, like so. And we're going to do that on the other side as well. So, let us see. We're going to hook this up. It's going to be the same thing on this side. Need one more. Right, so this was just to line things out a little bit. We don't need these right there. We're going to need that one right there. And then, of course, the last one is going to be about this height so that we can continue a little aorta properly. Like so. Right? No, that's not quite right. So we're going to need this one right there. And this one needs to go right there. Alright, so this gives us something to work towards, and this is going to be a tedious chore until we get robots, because robots will make this stuff automatically, and that's going to be quite good. However, we can do some other things first, like we need to make science potions automatically. For that we need copper plates, we need iron gear wheels, and iron gear wheels is something that we can make with this stuff right here. Let us see, where would we like to make iron gear wheels? Because I don't think this is going to be enough. I think this is going to be enough for the smelting area at the beginning. Actually, yeah, you know what? We can start making stuff down here, like iron gear wheels, I suppose. Yeah. Because if we need iron plates later on somewhere else, we can make a simple setup like this somewhere else in the factory and just feed it in from there. I don't think that's going to be much of a problem. So let's make about 10 of these assembling machines, and then we're going to create an area right here where that is going to be utilized. And probably what we should want to do is we're going to create this area, and we're going to use that for the smelting of the iron gear wheels, because it is so close and we don't need to have underground belts that way. Because this one is the closest and we can just kind of swing it around into this area. I think that's going to be the best thing. And we have enough materials of everything, I think. So we're going to put down 10 of these. And this is the cool thing, we can just kind of place these down where we need to. And this is not going to be much of an issue because we can see exactly where we need to be. Even though like the animation or like the final print is going to be a little bit different. Like you can see right here, the ghost image is a little bit different from how I want to place it, but it is going to switch around to the proper lineup. Alright, I think what we should do here is make sure that we line this up so that these areas help each other out with electricity. And I'm going to continue making this stuff for a little bit. Alright, so I set up this little area now. We have our separate smelting area and we have some coal coming in from this side, so I don't have to split it again because this isn't all being used, so we might as well use it here. And we have some iron ore coming in from up north. I had a little underground belt right here so that we can go across the lake because it didn't fit on this little bit of land, but we can do this a few more times here or around here, I think. And I used a bunch of underground belts to get around this little area. Basically, we have only 6 for now. That will change, of course, but this is a small field. We're going to have to change this up a little bit. We can grab some more from over here, and I guess we're going to have to grab some area down here as well, just for like a radar, I guess, because we have this radar over here. It isn't showing us much new stuff. It is still in progress. There might be something around here, but I don't know. An expansion is in order because we are going to need much more than this. But for now, we have the stuff we need to make our first area for iron gear wheels. And straight away, this is taking a while to get us anywhere, I will admit. But we will set this up for the future so that we don't have to do that again later on. Like, it's going to be a big old spaghetti mess if we don't do this properly. So I want to do this the right way. Right. So we have about 10 of these assembly machines. Right? We can start using these to create our first little production area. So we have 5 there. And I think we're going to do it the same way as we have done this stuff. We have iron plates coming in from this side. And we will have some stuff coming out over this side. Oh crap, that is wrong. We're going to place this right there. And we're going to have little blocks like this to create iron gear wheels. And we ran out of iron, out of transport belts. We're going to have to grab some. We still have plenty of iron plates. We are running low on copper plates, but we don't need to grab more of this. We don't need to grab more stone. We are definitely not going to grab more stone furnaces for now, because that is quite useless, but we will need more transport belts. And we have 757 to go. Wow. That's not even with a lot of iron coming in. This is quite good, I think. Alright, so of course we're going to run this all the way to the end on both sides, like so. That means of course a splitter is in order, so we're going to put down a splitter right there. We don't have one yet, and we lack the copper to make one, but we are luckily very close to getting some more. Let's grab 300. Yeah, let's make a splitter. And then of course we are going to need little outputs like this on all sides. Let's see, splitter is there, cool. Let's hook this up. Got a tree in the way, damn it. Alright, so we're going to create these little areas like this. And let's see, we need 20 inserters. 5 over here, 5 under it, and then 10 on the other side in the same fashion. And this is going to be a little bit easier to power up, because we can just simply place these electrical poles in the middle. Though we do run into the little problem of, yeah, we need another pole there in the center, so we can hook up both sides. This will be fine, because we don't need to build anything here. And we can build some lights. We will have one light here, one light there, one light there. On the inside, we're going to mirror that on the other side. Let's see, let's grab it like that. We have almost got enough inserters. And before we set these machines to produce anything, we're going to make a blueprint of this as well. Because that way I don't have to reset whatever is being crafted every time I place this blueprint down, because that does happen. Like if I set this to make gear wheels and I make a blueprint, then in the blueprint it will be set to making gear wheels, and that is no good. So we're going to grab the blueprint library, we're going to copy this little area that we've got, and we're going to call it production, or general production, I guess, or G production 1. Later on we will have separate, like we will have blue areas and stuff like that. That will be fine as well. Now if we place one right there, the lights, or even not the lights, not the lamps, the power poles will hook up correctly. So we are going to make this area dedicated to gear wheels, I guess. We will have 4 for now. I think that will be quite fine. Now we just need to set this to making gear wheels. Let's see, we need 2 iron plates for 1 gear wheel, I guess. It seems like a lot, but apparently it's needed. There we go. Got some gear wheels coming in. And now, of course, we are going to need separate smelting areas like this on the other side for coal. Or, not for coal. For copper. So we can do that right there. We can grab our first blueprint. And let's see, if we can do it on the same height, that would be perfect. So we need to be over here, I guess. Let's see. Need to make sure that we don't split a tile, which is always a little tricky to do. But we could put it right there. We'll place this one down there. We'll put that one down there. And we'll have another one right there. And this will set us up for copper smelting. We're going to need that because we are going to automate science packs. For that we need copper plates and iron gear wheels, both of which we have now made. And then we're going to have to designate an area for research, which we haven't done yet. So let's see, we are going to make some icons on the map as well. Let's see, we want iron plates right there. We'll have one right there. Right there, I guess. And this is iron plates as well. But then the one down there is going to be a gear wheel. Let's see, where is the gear wheel? This is all resources. Is it in here after? Oh yeah, yeah it is. Right, so we're going to make a gear wheel right there. And we are going to continue this little setup, basically. Just so we know where everything is being made. So we can make a little power icon right there, so we know that this is the power area. We know that this is being used for plate smelting, gear wheel production. This is going to be removed later on. And we're just going to keep labeling things like this. Now, I think we've been playing for quite a while. I'm going to set this up. I'm going to hook up all of this, and then we're going to be right back. And I think that's going to be the end of the episode. But let's see. Alright, so I set up our first official copper smelting area. We have some copper coming, or some coal coming from this belt that is going towards the towards the power area. We have coal coming down from a separate smelting area down here. We have got about 10 of these electric mining drills right now, and that should be sufficient, I think. But first, let's see. We could still put these things in boxes, I guess. For now, let's put one on each side, like so, just like we did with the iron plates up above, or towards the left, I suppose. Right, so we set up everything that we need to get started with science production later on. And this is going to be the end of this episode. So, please leave a like and a comment below if you enjoyed this content and wish to see more. And I'll see you guys for whatever video I do next.